I remember that I got to ride him one day. And remember I said about the high-speed side pass? A high-speed side pass right across L Street in front of the Capitol. That's fantastic. But that's really it, right? I mean, he just was ready to work. Consistent exposure. And consistent exposure, let's talk about desensitizing the horse. Now, when I'm watching you in your routine with either your stick and your string or your flag, kind of show me some of that desensitizing and the old, sending the rope around in the ground. And when you're looking at this, I'm hoping you guys are seeing some familiar stuff that you've seen other trainers do. Yeah, he is lazy. He's been out here at Cal Expo working hard, so it's kind of nice to see a lazy horse. Can you show me, Skylar, the desensitizing where you're sending the rope on both sides of his head? A very, very, very common technique that you're going to see hundreds of trainers do. Go on to YouTube. So the point of this part here, and we're going to move on, is just basically he's established his little routine. And as you can see, there's always work to be done. Now, do you remember the story I told you about, hey Scott, if you want to hop up and start working the things, about Hank and the separation? That's what Skylar was doing with his horse to establish the relationship, because he's generally a really great horse to start off with. He had a couple of little minor things to work on before we got him into these crowd situations. Hank was a refined horse, and then I went, uh-oh, he's a refined horse as long as there's five other horses around. Well, I went out to my resources, and I pulled different things that helped me out. So, Allie, let's kind of show them the routine that we're still working on to this day. Hank is not fixed by this. He is manageable by this and getting better daily. So I'm going to kind of just start the routine, and what we're doing, we're going to buddy up. And what I'm going to do is we're going forward, because I'm going to start to separate Hank in a circle. Sorry about it. Now this is just step one, and this is probably a routine that when we began, it was at least an hour a day in making sure Mr. Hank here was sweaty and tired by the end of it. Now, what I want you to look for is I'm doing this separation anxiety exercise. Take a look at Hank's neck. When I pull him to my right, look at that. He wants to look back at the horse. He's not really listening to my leg. And look here when he's back, he's like, oh, thank goodness. There he is. We're speeding back up. And Skylar, the horse, it's so good to see you again. All right, let's just walk to the fence and turn around. So, we could do this all day and it's not going to do anything. This is simply a warm-up, simply to see how he's reacting. Again, look at that head wanting to go. Now that we're on this end, that's all him looking over. He says, oh, we're almost back. Fantastic. We're back. This isn't much work, is it? It's positive. It's consistent. We're lacking the work, so let's bump it up to the work. Let's go to the fence. I'll start walking. You do the old trot by me. Now, I want Hank to, hopefully, we've been working on this so much, hopefully he's going to fail, so we can show you what we do. If not, we'll make him fail. I'm going to give him his reins. I'm going to try to keep him straight, though. I'm going to have Allie trot on by me. I want him not to react, not to pick up to the horse. That's good. Keep in mind, we're in an arena. He knows the game. He has rehearsed for you guys, so he's probably not going to fail. But we'll see what we can do. I'll try to get further ahead of you. This exercise is always best in a humongous open field. So obviously we're a really short distance. Okay, so on this exercise, if we're not going to get a reaction out of Hank, we probably would if we were out here in the open. So I'm going to show you what I mean. Here's a typical reaction out in the field when I'm on the streets. When that horse goes galloping by, Hank says, oh geez, I want to be with him. Oh, don't leave me. So what I'm going to do, Allie, stop. Now it's time to put some work in. So what I've done is I've put Skylar the horse in the center. Now I'm telling Mr.